What's up? This is Gilbert Arenas rocking with the 3-Point Conversion Radio. Y'all tune in. Holla at your boy.
Yeah, she was due for one, right? I think we've been talking about her defensive effort that did not waver and hasn't wavered. Um, but I'm gonna be honest, like offensively, that first stretch of when she was cooking like that, I got goosebumps because I just like it felt good to see the for her to see the ball go in, but for me, like I felt for her and I felt great for her because she works so hard and she just deserves these moments. I think a lot of times people don't understand the greatness that she has, and sometimes she might not understand the potential of her greatness. And for somebody like me who's always in her corner, like moments like that, I love and appreciate it just because it's like you honor the game and it'll reward you. You stay the course and it'll reward you. So I loved it. I was kind of a fan in those moments, but she deserved that, I think. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. I didn't think about managing her minutes like for the entire game, but I think in that moment, just kind of having her play out that quarter and understanding getting her rest in that quarter break. And I think she got a couple of game time minutes, but about probably like 5 or 7 real life minutes of rest in between that second. And, just kind of staying locked in with her and communicating with her to see how she was feeling. And I think at that point, a little gassed, but we had a good cushion and a lead for that moment of time, and I thought our bench had great energy coming in to sustain that.
We'll go to Kevin Pelton now. Kevin, go ahead.
Hmm.
That play stand out to you, and what does that kind of say about her?
It did, because to me, again, just the evolution and the progression of her for her and her game is to make those reads and to understand when you are on fire like that. Now defenses are going to play more aggressive and you'll see more bodies, and to make that play, I think that's a step in the right direction for her in those moments. It happened in New York too. You think back of her being just on fire in that third, and now she's going to set a screen and 2 people go with her and someone else becomes open. So I think those reads and those moments are where I'm most impressed with her growth, because now it's like, because you've made you got so many buckets, now understand what's the right read to make, and that's what that was. And I really loved that play.
All right, we'll go over to Jeff Brown. Jeff, go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, Coach, a couple days ago I asked you, 2 players that really need to play at the top of their game.
Who did I say?
And you said Jewel Lloyd and Ezzy Magbagor. And so those are your 2 leading scorers.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've talked about Jewel. Talk about Ezzy's performance tonight.
Amazing. I think Ezzy has been very solid for us as far as just her mental approach, her physical approach, always working out, always working on her game, always getting better. And again, the game of basketball rewards you when you honor it, in my opinion, and she's just stayed the course. But I think about her starting on Griner and being aggressive with Griner. I think about all the layups that she got, all the the plays that she made to the rim, a couple of bunnies she even missed. She could have probably gone 8 for 10, you know what I mean? But just her effort and her energy is so impactful. High minutes today because of our not having Stewie, and just understanding that she always takes advantage, or she has taken advantage of those moments consistently, and when she plays at a high level, we're better.
Your guys' defense, especially against Skylar Diggins-Smith, holding her to 7 points tonight.
Yes, that's Jewel. Majority of the time, Jordan had some time on her. It's also a team effort, because when you trap and when you show her bodies, it's a matter of communication and talking and all those things. But I will again point to the fact that Jewel has been so solid defensively for us, and I think people need to notice that about her game now. And she is a big culprit to why Skylar had some tough matchups on her, a tough time actually.
All right, let's go to Mazita. Maz, go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to step on the question. Coach, you know things are going well when we can pick a different player for you to talk about. So Mercedes Russell.
Yeah.
And kind of the defense that she played.
Excellent defense. We started Sadie's off of Griner. In the second half, we put her back on. But when she was off of Griner, she was very smart about how to be strategic in her helping, going to go trap. I tell you guys all the time, Sadie's is a smart basketball player. Very smart. She's to me a point guard in a big's body, but just the way she thinks the game, she's able to understand schemes, rotations, 7 for 9 offensively, going at Griner, not shying away. Just again, having a big game, and it really impacted our whole team play.
Working that, because you can be smart, but the ability to get there.
Yeah, huge.
Before,
if you watch Sadie's, she can handle the ball. You know what I mean? And she's 6 something. She's a tall player, so finishing high at the rim is there. But again, just the footwork, the handle, the reads that she makes, she's amazing in my opinion.
All right, and let's open it up to questions from our group
Good.
of Zoomers here. Let's start with
Oh,
M Adler. Go ahead, M.
Going through players talking about, I know Steph Talbot just shooting performance tonight that she hasn't had in a while, a lot of effort on the defensive end. I was just wondering what you saw from her in particular that led to more success tonight than she's had recently.
Steph Talbot. Yeah, she's been solid defensively for us. We got stats to back that up. I think when Steph, obviously defensively, she's taking on big assignments, bigger guards that she'll guard on the wing. But when she's hitting shots, I think that helps us tremendously. So her effort, her energy, her ability to go rebound, she has 5 assists. She's always impact the game positively. And I liked her in the rotation with her matchup today specifically.
And then I just also wanted to ask, you were talking about both Ezzy and Sadie's before. I was just wondering, specifically from how they've been playing together, obviously that lineup we've been talking about before came in handy today. Just wondering what on offense you saw from, alternating their flashing, their finishing, who's handling, and some like change of paces, just what allows them to play together so well on offense, despite both being centers.
Ezzy hits a 3. Did they mark it as a 3? Yes. So her ability to space the floor a little bit helps a lot as far as having 2 bigs on the floor. Her athleticism to get to the rim. I think the biggest thing that you have to think about is if Ezzy and Sadie's at their size can still keep our spacing adequate enough, then we're good. You don't have to worry about the 3. Maybe you get points differently. You get a few more 2s than you do 3s. You get a couple of and 1s than you do 3s. So I think the ability for Ezzy to not only stretch the floor, but find different ways to score, and then Sadie's ability to just set screens and make reads around the basket, it kind of helps our offense in a different way. It looks a little bit different not having Stewie, obviously, but we can use them in places where they can be successful, use them to their strengths.
All right, thanks, Em.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thanks, Em. We appreciate it. Let's go to Michelle Vopel. Michelle?
Yeah, Coach Quinn. I'm just wondering, in terms of it's sort of a schedule quirk that you're done now, and you're not playing Sunday, but can that be to your advantage that you guys now just sort of maybe have a little extra time to rest a bit, and then just see if you end up being the 3 or the 4 on Sunday?
It's huge, Michelle. I think if you think about what a few more days gives for Brianna Stewart, what a few more days can give for our minds, I think we'll take a couple of days off and then come back at it. But I think for this group in particular, this last few weeks, this stretch has been very difficult. It's been up and down. And when you get some time to kind of reset, refresh, and think about the playoffs as a new season, I think for this group in particular, it helps kind of get our minds and our hearts and our bodies more so than anything in the correct way that we need to kind of pursue a playoff push.
And Coach, do you, obviously somebody who played in the league, we've had this playoff system. This will be the 6th year. Do you like it? Do you feel like it's the best, or the single elimination games something, are they something you don't necessarily like that much? Do you have any strong feelings about it?
I do. I think, I have a couple opinions about it. I think what I like about this system is that the best teams are always in that, those semifinals, that championship. I do like a balanced schedule, because with travel in our league and the way in which we travel, it provides some balance to that. I also, the flip side of that is I feel like if you've worked your way in a playoff, that you deserve to be in a series. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of in the middle of it. Am I in favor of a single elimination game? And I'm not just saying it because we're in it. No. But I think, up to this point, I think the playoff format has worked to the advantage of having, the teams who have played the most consistent, the teams who have played the best all year are always in that championship series.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, thank you, Coach. We appreciate your time. We'll bring our
Thank
players in
you.
here in just a second.
See you guys.
All right, ladies, thanks for joining us. We'll go ahead and open it up for questions here real quick from our group here in attendance. We'll start, Percy Allen, why don't you kick us off?
Hey guys, I would like to begin with Joe Lloyd. Obviously, can we start with your first quarter? Just anything goes into a quarter like that. It's like the obvious question, are you feeling it beforehand? Was it something different? Could you tell, at some point in time that you would have a performance like that?
That was crazy. Let me tell you.
I think, we had a good practice. I felt good in practice. I think coming into the game, I would just try not to think. Honestly, I was kind of zoning out doing our pregame talks and stuff and just trying to let my mind be clear. And I think that helped me coming into the game. But I was just taking what the defense was giving me. And my teammates were hyping me up. And I like when they're happy. So I was just trying to get us going early and get us build the confidence early. And I think it kind of helped us settle in and keep going.
And then to fast forward towards the end there, I mean, as sensational as that first quarter was, it wouldn't have meant much if you hadn't finished the way you did. They pulled within 4, final minute, and then you answer with 5 straight points. So just maybe first, the drive against BG there, what went into that?
I think she actually palmed my head. That's how big her hands are. And that's my homie too.
Did y'all see it? She was really
so that's pretty impressive, first off. But yeah, no, I think, going into the play, we were trying to be as patient as possible. I had a great screen and, I just tried to make something happen. I saw an angle and I took it. So I think that's something that this team has we're growing in that area to just figure out how to close out games. And I think that starts with just being patient on both ends and getting good shots, and we can live with the result.
We'll go over to Kevin Pelton. Kevin, go ahead.
Joel, you've had 2 of these quarters now this season, 2 of the 4 highest scoring ever in the WNBA. How did this one sort of that New York game?
Well, we had to win this game. So a little bit more pressure, I guess, in this game, but I think we played pretty free. I think like I said, we had a good practice coming into this game, and I got it going early, and it doesn't take much. And like I said, I'm getting good screens from our post players here and getting good passes from Sue. And my job is to score the ball. So I'm trying to do my job as much as possible.
For Ezzy and Sadie, it's like, she mentioned teammates hyping her up. What's that experience like, and how do you sort of stay ready knowing that, in addition to what you're bringing defensively, you were going to be needed offensively in this one too?
Could you repeat that? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
What's the experience like of playing with
Oh,
somebody
it's
who's got
lit.
it going like that?
No, it was really fun, man, to see her playing like that. The first quarter was crazy. Like, she was straight cash every shot. But it's nice because it creates energy for our whole team to see Jewel playing like that. And obviously, I think we played really well together as a team tonight.
Let's go over to Jeff Brown. Jeff, go ahead.
Jewel, I know you say we don't talk enough about your defense. So tonight, you and Jordan kind of combined to hold Skylar Diggins-Smith to just 7 points. So just talk about your guys' performance there.
Yeah, it's hard to guard really quick guards. I think our scheme was we ran our scheme perfectly. I'm trying to be on the first team all defense, so that's my goal. And Jordan helps me a lot in that way too. Our goal is try to get up and deny guards and use our speed and athleticism as much as possible, and it helps. Again, our defense is dedicated on our post players talking, communicating, letting us know what screens, and we try our best to get back. So, honestly, you might get a lot of credit, but it's really our post players talking. So maybe Sadie should be first team all defense.
Me?
Yeah. You're mad.
And then Mercedes,
Yes,
you
sir.
go 7 of 9 today.
I should have been 7 for 8. That one, when I jumped up, I wasn't trying to shoot. I was trying to get the rebound, and they thought that was a shot attempt. I really should be 7 for 8, Jeff.
Okay. So, but just talk about, you've really been extremely efficient, especially in the second half of the season. Has anything really changed for you, or is this just getting more experience in the WNBA, or what do you credit that to?
My teammates give me really good passes. So, if I don't make it, then they're going to be mad at me.
You bucket. Come on now. She doesn't give herself enough credit.
No, for real. My teammates put me in a good position, and I just got to finish the baskets, and I think I've been doing a good job of that recently over the past, bunch of games.
It's easy for you.
All right, let's go to Maz Vida. Maz, go ahead.
This one's for you. Jewel talked a little bit about it. Just interior defense, and you guys are playing someone like this, just how important it is for the communication for you two, and then obviously your offensive punch to add to that.
I think it's really important. I think I said earlier before the game, it definitely takes the whole team to guard BG, just with our defensive scheme, and then in terms of the rotations as well, it definitely takes the team, and I think we were able to do that tonight. Sadie's did a great job on BG as well, and then the rest of the team just with rotations capitalized on that. So I think we did a great job of that.
And then the offensive punch as well.
She's a bucket.
I missed a few easy layups.
She's a bucket. No, she's a bucket. They were supposed to be dunks, but she just wouldn't show y'all.
I got to finish those, but I think, like Sadie's and Jules said, I think we played well, and when we play for each other, that's when we play the best, and I think we did that tonight.
Let's get to our Zoom questions here real quick. We'll start with Michelle Vopel. Michelle, go ahead.
Yeah, this is for Jewel. Obviously, congratulations on a great game on both sides of the court tonight. You talked about how this was a must-win game because it that way you guys don't have to play that first round game. How important when you came out on the court, did you feel like, hey, if we win this game, we know that we're at least, getting the first round bye? Was that really in your mind?
We mentioned it. Of course, we all kind of knew, the importance of this game. But at the same time, I think right before we ran out, Sue kind of just reminded us, this could be our last game together as a whole. Let's appreciate every moment of this. And you put that in perspective of just we're playing at home. We want to win at home. We want to play with this group. Leave it all on the floor. That changes your mindset a little bit. So it kind of made us play for each other from the start and not so worry about the standings. And that kind of, I think, settled us in, and it kind of appreciated the moment with each other all together, because we never know. Today could be our last day. We don't know. So finding the little things kind of changed our mindset and got us thinking just about each other and not just the standings.
When you kind of look at everything you guys have been through, obviously with the Olympics and Stewie getting hurt and everything, I know you wanted the double bye, but getting the first round bye, how big is that to this team with everything it's been through?
For anyone, rest is a plus. So we need it. Everyone needs it during this time of the season to kind of just take a break, get your mind right, get your body right. Playoffs are grueling. It's so hard. So the more time you have to kind of get yourself ready for that, it's the better. So we'll take it.
Thank you.
All right, and let's go to M. Adler. M, go ahead.
Hi. First question, just wanted to ask Ezzy and Sadie's, obviously you guys are both centers. So just wondering what it's been like in practice to build up the kind of chemistry that you're able to play off each other so well.
Yeah, I think whenever we get just like time together to practice, it really helps. Sadie's and I aren't often on the same team, but we were obviously with Stewie being out this week. So I think just being able to build on that definitely helps, especially in the game today where, we're not used to playing with each other. So I think just being able to make reads off each other at practice helps transfer into the game as well.
Okay, thanks. And then I just wanted to ask Jewel, I know you mentioned about zoning out and how that helped before. I was wondering, like, was there a moment in time in the game where you sort of zoned back in and you like realized the performance you were having? You were there? Has it sunk in yet?
Did you say
I didn't hear anything.
Can you say that one more time there, M?
Oh, sorry. No, that's supposed to be for Jewel. I'm sorry. No, I was just asking. I know you said you like zoned out during the game and it helped. Is there a problem with the mic?
I can't hear.
Huh.
Yeah, we can hear you. It's just a little tough, M.
Oh, should I just be louder? Oh, my mic. I think my mic said it. Oh, I hate so. Sorry. How's that? Is that better?
Yeah, go ahead with that, M.
I'm sorry. That's supposed to be for Jewel. You'd mentioned before about zoning out, helping during the game. I was wondering was there like a point at which during the game where you sort of like zone back in a little bit, or if that just happens after the game is over and you just sort of like come down?
No, I just try to clear my mind as much as possible throughout the game. Sometimes they'll see me, I'll come in the timeout, just kind of close my eyes and kind of just like refresh myself or take a breath. But sometimes when you have Stewie who's hyping you up on the bench and making it known and yelling stuff, and you got these guys going in, it kind of, I didn't know how many points I had or nothing, so I wasn't even paying attention to that, but I just knew that they were hyped, they were excited, we were winning. So it must have been.
I didn't know either. You could have had a 40 piece.
I didn't know.
You could have had a 40 piece.
I know. I missed a layup and two open threes. My fault.
That's crazy.
I'm human,
I know.
I'm sorry.
37 was cool though.
Yeah, it's all right. Saving some in the clip,
All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. The team will be off the next 2 days. We'll send out a media schedule here shortly, probably Sunday afternoon. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Talk to you later.
Thank you.